Another question for you is regarding a person who has a wet dream during the day whilst he's fasting. Is this an act which would nullify the fast? Is it permitted for a person to have a wet dream during the day whilst he's fasting?
If a person has a wet dream during the day while having a fast, maybe offers Fajr Salah and he sleeps and he has a wet dream, it is involuntary. A person has a wet dream, even if he ejaculates, it's involuntary, he is not to be blamed for that. So in this case, because it's unintentional, surely it will not break the fast. And he can complete the fast. And the thing that is advised to him is that he should have a ghusl, a bath, as soon as possible so that he can offer the salah.
That's excellent. I think that's self-explanatory. Thank you for that. Another question, very much related to the last one, I feel. Is a person allowed to be in a state of sexual impurity whilst they're fasting?
As far as the question that can a person be in a state of sexual impurity, that depends if, as long as he does not do any haram act during the fast. For example, it's mentioned in the hadith of Muhammad in Sahih Muslim, volume number 2, hadith number 2453. It's mentioned that Salma, may Allah be pleased with her, was the wife of the Prophet. She says that the Prophet got up from his sleep in a state of sexual defilement, state of sexual impurity, while he was fasting, and he had a bath and he continued his fast. Further, there's a similar message given in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 3, in the book of fasting, hadith number 1925, and the hadith is narrated again by Salma, may Allah be pleased with her, and Hazrat Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her too. Both are the wives of the Prophet. And they said that the Prophet used to get up in the morning in a state of sexual defilement because he had intercourse with the wife, not because of a sexual dream. And he used to have a bath. And he never used to compensate the fast later on. This proves that being in the state of junub, sexual defilement or sexual impurity, does not nullify the fast. Even if a person has a wet dream in between, his fast is valid. The only point to be noted is that the person should have a bath as soon as possible. If he gets up in the morning after dawn breaks, and if he's in a state of sexual impurity, he should have a bath immediately so that he can offer the Salah of Fajr. Or if he sleeps after Fajr Salah and has a wet dream and then becomes sexually impure, so he should have a bath at least before the Zuhr Salah so that he can offer the Zuhr Salah after having a ghusl.
Okay, I think that sheds some light on that issue.
And the same thing if a person is menstruating. If a lady, if she's menstruating and she finishes the menstrual cycle just before Fajr and she delays a bath even after dawn has broken and she has a bath just before the Fajr Salah, that's also valid.
Excellent. Next question relates to a woman who's cooking during the fast. Is she allowed to taste the food?
As long as the person who's cooking the food, whether it be a gent cook or lady cook, there's a hadith in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 3, in the book of fasting, chapter number 25. It says, Ibn Abbas, he narrated that tasting food from the pots or meals, it does not break the fast. This is a mu'allaq hadith of Bukhari, but it is connected along with Sayyid ibn Shaybah and Bayhaqi, and the chain goes on. It makes it sahih. And it says that Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, he says that tasting vinegar and food while fasting. So all these hadith prove that while fasting a person can taste food, but you have to be careful. The food should not enter your throat, you should not swallow the food. And that is the reason the scholars say that if it's required, you should do it. Otherwise not. For example, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, he says that tasting food is makruh, unless it's a necessity. Same with Shaykh ibn Taymiyyah. He says that it is makruh unless it's a necessity. And while it's a necessity, if a woman is cooking food, she has to place the food on the tip of the tongue so that she realizes whether the food is sweet or salty, and then she should spit it out. She should not swallow it. So that will not break her fast. Or if a mother wants to give food to the baby, and the only way she can give is by chewing it. So she is permitted to chew the food, and then give it to the baby. But care should be taken that they should not swallow any particle of the food. She should spit it out. So these are necessities where it's permissible to taste food, but unnecessary. Just because you're feeling hungry and you taste it, it's makruh, though it will not break the fast. Makruh is discouraged. It will not break the fast. But otherwise, for a necessity, it can be done, but care should be taken. It does not go down the throat. It should not be swallowed. After tasting the food, should be spat out.
Okay, I'm glad that you corrected me in a way and said we're not gender specific, because of course we know that men do cook and they should be encouraged to do so as well. Dr. Zakir, relating to the application of al-kuhl or black eyeliner, as we know it is sunnah, it is a sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah bless him. Is it something which is permitted during the fast?
As far as putting alcohol, in our country, India, it's called a surma, or black eyeliner, it's sunnah of the Prophet. And we get in the hadith that Anas, may Allah be pleased with him, he used to always stay with the Prophet, he used to cook his food also, and he used to put this alcohol. And Prophet never prohibited him, even when he put during fasting. So this proves that putting alcohol does not break the fast, it is permitted. And even when you put any eye drops or ear drops, even if the ear drops or eye drops, after a certain time, you can feel the taste in the throat. According to most of the scholars, it does not invalidate the fast, because that is not the normal passage of food. And eye drops, these are medicines, they aren't food. And there are times that, because you know that having a medical doctor, the ears, nose and throat, they're connected, known as ENT. ENT, ear, nose, throat. So when you put eye drops, even the ear drops, nasal drops, there are chances after some time it may go into the throat and you may feel the taste. If it's the nasal drop, we should throw it out. But ear drops and eye drops, you feel the taste. According to most of the scholars, it does not break the fast. But there are some scholars who say that if it reaches the throat, it will nullify the fast. But the right ruling is that because it's not the normal passage for food and drink, according to most of the scholars, it does not nullify the fast. And if someone has a doubt, the best for him is he delays putting those nasal drops after sunset. So it's absolutely safe. But the right ruling is that even if you put a nasal drop or ear drop, it does not break the fast.
Does the same apply for attar or perfume?
You mean wearing perfume?
Yes, wearing perfume. For instance, if you're going to apply perfume before or during the fast, is the ruling the same?
If you wear a perfume and if you smell it, there's no problem at all. Smelling perfume is permitted, any sort of perfume, as long as it is not an incense smoke. You get smoke sticks or smoke that comes. Smelling that excessively, it may go in the nose, it may go in the stomach, and particles may go. So that is a bukhur.
Bukhur.
So that is what you should be careful of, where otherwise smelling perfume, it's permitted, it will not break the fast.
So brother and sister, I hope you will learn something special from this clip. Let me remind you that we are uploading the question answer videos of Dr. Zakir Naik about Ramadan. So if you are on our channel for the first time, so we recommend you to watch another videos, another parts regarding Ramadan. You will find different kind of question and answer about Ramadan by Dr. Zakir Naik. If you like the video, if you enjoy the video, so kindly share it with your friends and family members. Jazakallahu khair.